What is up, everybody? My name is Andrew, and welcome back to Space Engineers Survival 2025. This is episode number 8, and as the sun comes up, we've got a lot to do on this day. Today's the day that we're going to be building a mining ship that's probably going to be called the Arma-drill-o, because the weevil here, well, I got a lot of comments of people saying it's ugly, but it works. It's a better ship, but it's ugly, and I have to agree with that. But for the Arma-drill-o, which is going to be our new ship that we're going to create in this episode, it's going to be a pretty ship, and it's going to be workable as well. That's our goal, to make, and I don't know why I'm looking at where it's going to be as if it's here already, but yeah, we're going to be doing that in this episode. I also got a lot of OSHA violations in the last episode, people saying that we have this giant pit right here that you can easily fall down. We've got a lot of unwelded blocks here, so we're going to be trying to address those all in this episode so that we can be completely OSHA compliant. And I don't know why OSHA compliance is a main theme of this series already, but it is. This is where we're at. Let's just kind of deal with it. But anyway, yeah, let's just get started right away with building a drill ship. And I don't really have any design in my head for how I want this to go, so we're gonna do like I always do, and we're just gonna kind of work with it, and you know, if it works, it works. So let's go ahead and throw something right here. Very nice. Then we'll do, I really like the idea of having a connection on the bottom, kind of like we have for these. And in fact, having this right here, it's almost necessary. So we're gonna start with that. And I usually start with the drills on a drill ship, but we're gonna start with the connection because I think that's the easiest bit to start with. So we're gonna go, let's go a little higher actually. No, let's not go a little higher. Let's just go right there. We're gonna throw our connection right here, and it's gonna be one of those nice new connections. Oops, I paused the game with the pause button. Let's actually go out a little bit here. I think that'll work right there. So my goal is to be able to just drop this on this thing and it'll connect. So that's why I've put it right there. And I think that should be fine. So let me bring this now over to here. I can remove these blocks up here. And that's what we have to kind of go off of. And maybe I make the ship facing this way, actually, because I usually build it this way, but we're gonna have the drills, so almost makes more sense facing this way. What are you? A spirit of Le Monde, okay. As long as you don't fly over me and attack me. We don't have any defenses on this base. All we have is the seagull with its weapons. So please nothing attack us right now. So what are the main themes of a drill ship? Well, you want a lot of storage for sure. Doesn't really matter what kind of storage, because luckily when you have ores, they go through even the smallest of connections. So even something like that, ores will go through that. Components, you want big connections, but with ores, you can deal with tiny connections, which means we could go with a bunch of, well, heck, we could go with a bunch of small cargo containers if we want to, but that'd probably be a horrible idea. We could go with, maybe we go with these modulars actually. Modulars would be cool. Okay, let me think of a design here real quick. I'm thinking, what if we did something like this? I would do it on this side over here instead of this side, but let me show you on this side so you can see kind of what I mean. So if we do something like that, and then we grab our thrusters, and we're gonna use these big thrusters right here. We go 1, 2, maybe even 3. That's a lot of thrust for a ship like this, but it would probably do fine. And the reason we would want that level of thrust right here is because a mining ship is going to carry a lot of ore. So the more storage we have, the more thrust we need, obviously. So let's think about doing something like that. And then on the sides, I don't have any interior plates. So let me grab some of those real quick so I can continue my demonstration here. Perfect. There's a couple of interior plates right there, 20 to be exact. Let's hop on back over here and let me show you this. So if I do something like that, and then this right there, we have the beginnings of a pretty decent ship. And heck, if I wanted even more, I could go with more like this. Just throw another one, if I were able to get it in the right place, just throw another one right there and another one right here. So we could give ourselves just a very large storage ship doing something like that. And I don't think that's a bad idea, actually. I do kind of like this. And I said that I was gonna build it facing this way, but I think I might build it facing this way instead. So let's remove this one, and I think I'm gonna put this one on this side so that we have 3 facing this way. The only problem is now I need to figure out a way to, yeah, it's a little difficult with how we're doing this right here. What I could do is something like that, and if I've done that right there, I could then remove this, and this, and now we have it connected just back there, assuming we don't want to move these around, which I think I'm fine with their positioning right now. Okay, so what we'll do as well is, let me remove this, and hopefully that doesn't break everything. Yep, that doesn't break everything, we're good. I'm gonna temporarily connect these in a different way. Okay, this isn't gonna last forever, but that's so that I can remove these guys. Okay, I don't know what that was. Oh, that was my little block connecting them. Yeah, that's so I can remove those guys and then think about how I want to lay this out further. So I think what we do then is, can I fit one of these in here? I can. So I think we do it like this. We put one of those right there, which is just a conveyor, which will go to either side, which is nice because if we do it like that and then throw our connector on the bottom right here, the connector has a large connection right there, and the conveyor does too, going to the large connections of these, which means everything is so far connected via large connections, meaning this could, this could function as not a mining ship, but a transport ship as well, because it can store everything. And in fact, what we might do is we might end up copying this over and then making a transport ship based off of this, this same design. But anyway, so we have this right here. Then what I'd like to do is grab my large thrusters, and we would do something like this. 1, and I think 3 was fine, and in fact 3 will fit almost perfectly here. And instead of using those ones here, let me use the sci-fi ones. We have these nice sci-fi thrusters, might as well use them. So we'll go sci-fi, sci-fi, sci-fi. There we go. So that's gonna be 3 thrusters facing down, and then I'm thinking what I might wanna do is have a couple facing forward as well, if I can do something like that. So what we could do is this. Could put one right there. That wouldn't be a bad idea. Having a large thruster facing forward is good for mining ships because typically on the Earth-like planet you're aiming down anyway, so you need a lot of thrust facing forward if you want to stay afloat. Okay, let's get the connector and the conveyor built up because I know that that's where I want to have them. I'll put everything else in production that we weren't able to get, and they should actually produce rather quickly if I stick next to this thing and just gather them up in a second. Cannot withdraw 13 construction components. And then any second now it should be everything. Yeah, it goes rather quickly with those speed modules. But here's our inset connector. And perfect. And then here's gonna be our conveyor junction so that we can see kind of what we're working with. And the only reason I'm doing this right now is because I wanna do a cockpit as well. So if I look at my cockpit options, this is the cab cockpit that we've used in the past, and it wouldn't look bad here. Actually, it wouldn't look bad at all here. It would actually fit with this design right there, the cab cockpit. So that's one option. Now for a ship like this that's kind of tall, what I'm almost thinking of as well is that we'd want to do, I think this might grab all of them. Yeah, this would grab all of them. We could likewise, so this is the normal cockpit from the vanilla game, which, I don't know. It's not bad, but it's nothing to write home about. There's also going to be the fighter cockpit, which would look a little crazy. Let's just show you guys. Yeah, imagine that. Then we have the industrial cockpit, which we could fit right there. Although that would be kind of a little bit low, and I don't necessarily like it down that low. Maybe we don't go with the industrial. And I was only putting it that low because those things were down there, so I could connect them to that. We have the cab cockpit, which we looked at earlier. Oh no, we didn't look at the cab cockpit. Well, the cab cockpit wouldn't really fit very well because it's got the connections on the bottom like that. So it wouldn't, unless we like put it upside down, it wouldn't really fit. But the flush cockpit, I'm thinking might be the perfect connection here. So we'll stick a flush cockpit right there, and that's gonna be our cockpit for this thing. So that's gonna be kind of what this ship is gonna look like. So let's go ahead and build up our flush cockpit as well while we're here. And while we're here as well, I think I'm gonna throw a couple of construction components on the build planner. And I'll throw a couple of bulletproof glasses there as well, because we seem to need these things very often. So let's get those building, and let's get our flush cockpit right here built up as well. So there's our flush cockpit. What does MGW mean, I wonder? It's an MGW cockpit. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. I do kind of like having this giant turbine right there. You know what? So far, I think I'm fine with the entire design. I think I'm fine with everything we've got in here. So let's go ahead and remove this connection because we don't need it anymore. And we're gonna get our these things built up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and heck, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll get all those, and I'm gonna throw everything into production here. It's gonna be a lot, but there's a modular cargo. In fact, I guess I can grab things from here too. Yeah, modular cargo. I'd really love to get a better welder in this episode, actually. That'd be cool. What do we need again for a better welder? If we go into production, co-op, and then let's go to, not weapons, but tools. So just the next level welder is gonna require only silver. That's all we need. And then the next level is gonna require platinum. which we could technically get because I think we do have some thruster components in here. And each thruster component has some amount of platinum in it. Let's see. I have 21 thruster components. Each one has 0.40 platinum. And for the tool, I need 2. So yeah, we could definitely get a better welder with that amount of platinum. All right, we are able to get most of this stuff built up. We're missing some metal grids, some motors, large steel tubes. Large steel tubes won't be that hard because they're just an iron requirement. Metal grids, I think I can gather some from in there because we did have some chilling in the Seagull from when we deconstructed that base. But the other stuff might be a little trickier. I think I might be able to grab a little bit more from the Seagull here. Yep, that should have been the other metal grids. Perfect. All we're needing is those motors. And it's always motors, isn't it, for us? We always need to build so many motors. So if I go into production, what are we missing? Just this right here. Everything else has been given to... Why is co-op 1 now showing up as the... Oh, I had this problem at the... Like, after I stopped recording last episode, I had this problem as well, where my co-op one was showing up as this one. So I swapped the co-op and the lead one, and now it seems like it's happening again. We're out of iron. That's unfortunate. We're going to need to go and grab more. Definitely. So you know what? As we're out of iron, let's just go inside the cab cockpit here. Or actually, before we do anything, let's make sure that we're out of iron by going into the refinery. So it's doing nickel. What do we have in the ingots? We have a lot of nickel and some silicon. Okay, so we are indeed out of iron. So let's go ahead and put this off recharge, unlock this, and let's go on a little iron run here with our Weevil. So Weevil, you've done this a couple times. You know how to do this. You should be a professional at this point. Let's go for a little iron run. Not like we're getting a crazy amount of iron with this thing, but we're getting enough iron to keep us working, which is exactly what we want. All right, Weevil. It's going to be throwing out some of that stone, so we should get a nice pure load of iron, which is good. Pure load of iron means around 30,000 iron, or maybe even 40,000 iron that we're bringing home every time. Rather than like the 10,000 we're bringing home if we're bringing home stone too. All right, how are we doing? 21K, 9K, 8K. Okay, we're almost full in our containers here. How full were we in this one? Yeah, almost full. All right, that is full enough. So let's head on back to the top side here, get that iron processing, and yeah, that's gonna be a big help. I would also like to try and find some silver. That'd be a good idea. Do I want to do that right now, or do I want to continue building the ship? I think we continue building the ship, and once we have the what's going to be the Arma-drill-o, oh, it's a giant ship. Oh my gosh! Once we have what's going to be the Arma-drill-o built up, we'll probably go and look for some silver. We're scraping on the bottom there, which is a dangerous move. But there's our connection. Let's press 9, 8 to recharge, and we're going to let that thing go into the refinery. So I'd like to go in here, go into our inventory, refinery, make sure that the iron is getting pulled first, because I'd like to process that instead of the other stuff. And heck, I'll keep a little bit of iron there just so that if I ever, you know, if I'm like, oh, we're out of iron, I can just come over here and be like, oh, just kidding, we have a little bit of iron left over. So that's gonna be a nice little surprise for future Andrew. All right, so that stuff's gonna get processing now. Bueno, I'd like to, okay, my lead one, I'd like to remove this stuff, because it's not going to process. We're just going to remove the metal grids because we don't have, I think we're missing cobalt for that. So we're just going to remove the metal grids from this and let it process the stuff that it can process, and that should be giving stuff to co-op as well. So that's exactly what we like to see. And hopefully I've gotten enough stuff for one of these thrusters by now. Nope, close though. Okay, well anyway, we do have to kind of think about how we want our thruster layout to work. So, not our thruster layout, our thrusters are fine. We need our drill layout though. And what we could do for the drills is potentially something like this. So instead of a conveyor junction, let's grab a conveyor converter. So that converts large into small, which is very good for drills. So we would do something like this. In fact, I'd rather do it topside like that. And yeah, so that's good. And I'd like to get a drill up here and a drill right here to kind of cover these right here. I don't want to put a drill directly in front of this thruster because it's going to get destroyed. But if I put a drill right here and a drill right there, that should cover it. I think it's giving me a bunch of motors for this. Yep, there's one of our atmospheric thrusters. And there's a little bit of another one. But we should have the stuff to build up this. There's our conveyor converter on one side. And does that give me... Yes, okay, that gives me a connection right there. That's exactly what I was looking for. What I was hoping for as well. So... we'll get that right there. And then I'm thinking what I'd like to do is something like Well, actually, it also bring this forward, technically. That wouldn't be a bad idea. There's our drills. We've got the Prototech drill, but no, unfortunately, we can't use the Prototech drill unless we find it and get Prototech components and stuff. I'd love to put one of these right here. Like, I think right here is the perfect position for a drill. So if I put one right there and I put one right here, those would be our top drills, kind of covering that guy right there so it doesn't get destroyed, or so it doesn't destroy anything. And like, you know, I could put one right there, but that's gonna get destroyed. What if I did this though? So what I wonder, actually, I don't know fully the spread of the damage here. So I think what I might do is build this up and then give it a thrust override. Oh, I'm also missing batteries. I just realized. Well, I could always throw some batteries under here, or, you know, we have plenty of space. No, we don't actually have plenty of space back there, do we? Well, I could throw them up here as well. So yeah, it's not really much to worry about, probably. There's that guy built up. And you know, I want to test this because with these unbuilt, if I get this giving me a thrust override, it's going to damage anything pretty much instantly if it's going to be damaged. So let's get some batteries on this thing. And we'll use the nicer, these ones here. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to put these on the side. And I could put a battery right there. The problem is that's going to scrape on the bottom most likely. You know what? Yeah, I think we put a battery right there to kind of fit with that. No, I don't like that. Maybe we put some emergency batteries right there. This is what I'll do. I'm gonna put 4 batteries on this thing. We'll have them positioned like this, because that's gonna give me the option to put a conveyor converter right here, which I'm gonna be able to use to get some stone ejectors. So yes, that's how we're gonna set it up. That's gonna be our batteries. Let's get one of these batteries built up. Maybe we'll start with this front one right here. Right click that. Get everything we can. I think it's going to give us a lot of stuff for these, actually, because it's just finished building up these. All those motors. Yep, there's the last of those giant atmospheric thrusters. And I should be able to get most of this battery built up, too. There we go. Okay, so there's our battery, which means what I want to do here is I want to test if this is actually going to damage those. So what I'll do is I'll throw a thrust override on here. And let's see. If it's going to damage them, it's going to damage them pretty darn quickly, because it damages incomplete blocks very fast. Like, you'll see this one's gonna get damaged. But it looks like it's not actually damaging those on the side, so I think we might be good. In fact, I'm curious how much... Yeah, so it damages 2 out at least. Alright, well, let's go ahead and turn the thrust override off, because we know now that these aren't gonna get damaged. So I think I'm fine with having these positioned right here. Okay, so that's gonna be our connection right there to the front of the ship. So I think I like that. And then I like the position of these guys. Okay, so there's gonna be our drill, and here's gonna be our other drill. Okay, we've got a nice start here for sure. I like where this is going. So from here, oh man, oh, that looks crazy. If you look up, you can even see the thruster up there. Oh, this is gonna be a crazy ship. The Arma-drill-o. I'd like to get these guys built up too. A couple small batteries for kind of emergency power if we need it. Okay, let me think as well what else I want to do with this thing. Well, I'm definitely going to need to give it thrusters in the other directions. So let's think about that for a second. Actually, what I think I can do really easily is I'm going to give it 2 thrusters in the upward direction. I don't think we're really going to need them that much, but having a couple of them is good, just in case. So 2 thrusters in the upward direction I think will be fine. And then, heck, I could even do 2 more right here. We're gonna want our left and right, so I think I'll put them right here. So we'll do 2 right there, and then we'll do 2 kind of closer to the back, maybe. Like this. And then same over here. We'll have 2 facing this way. And maybe we'll do even more like that. And let's remove these ones on the back, because what I'd like to do on the back instead is get a couple of backward facing ones that will help us like go. We'll do 1, 2, 3 right there, and we'll do 3 right here. Okay, so for thrust, we've got our left, we've got our right, we've got our front, we've got our back, we've got our down, we've got our up. So I think we have every direction. Let's get some gyros to make sure that we have everything that we need. So the gyro, I'm gonna toss, I mean, that wouldn't be a bad spot right there, or even on here. But I think the obvious spot would be right there and right there as our 2 gyros. Maybe if I can toss like a backup gyro somewhere, maybe one down here wouldn't be a bad idea. I think I got myself stuck. At least I can weld this stuff up, but I can't move. Help. Help me. I think I will actually have to remove this block in order to be able to get out. So let's put everything I can down there, remove this block so I can get unstuck, and then I can just replace it. Ugh. gotta be careful in Space Engineers, man. You're gonna get stuck everywhere. There we go, problem solved. All right, so this right here, I'm gonna put into, I don't have any steel plates on. I don't wanna go down there anymore. I'm gonna get stuck. I'm just gonna go the long way. Grab some steel plates right here. Let's put them right here to cover this. Turn that around, go down right there. All right, I don't think that's too bad. So we've got our stuff being covered right there, and then maybe I'll do something like that. Let's undo that one, but let's do it right there. And then same right here. One, skip one, and then do that one. Okay, so how do I want to set up the drills? I know I'm going to want a drill right here. So we could potentially do a drill like that and a drill like that if we want to do the easy way. Wouldn't be a bad idea. And then I'd probably want to put another one right here somewhere to cover this area. I'd love to put one down here, but putting one on there I think is a little too, well, that's not actually that bad. The nice thing as well is if I put one right there, I could technically go out one more for these guys and it wouldn't be too bad. So if I did something like this, I could go right here. So yeah, I would have the drills kind of laid out like that. And heck, I could move this down one if I really wanted to. It wouldn't be the worst thing. But I think I kind of like it like this. It's kind of like a smiley face right there. And it's quite wide for the drills, but that's good. The wider the drills, the more stuff you typically get, in my experience. So our drill layout wouldn't be that bad. We see the drills, but they're not completely obstructing, which I think I'm okay with. So let's get our drills and our thrusters welded up. I'm definitely gonna put like armor right there, most likely. All right, let's start by getting the drills built up here. I'll build as much as I can. We're probably gonna have to put a couple things in production. Yeah, it looks like those construction components especially are gonna need to be put in. I'll do a shift right click on that, or a shift middle mouse button rather, to get those put in. We'll wait a couple seconds, maybe grab a little bit of survival kit stuff, and those should be built very quickly. Hopefully. All right, there we go. All components successfully withdrawn. Oh, it's getting foggier and foggier as the storm brews, I guess. It's been raining for the last, I don't know, 5 minutes in the game, but it seems like it's still getting a little foggier as we build here. Okay, last drill, and now we'll get a really nice view from the cockpit to see what this is actually going to look like. Yeah, that's not bad. I don't think that's too bad. I've done a little bit of armor placements right here on the side, just because I think it looks a little bit nice. But let's right click on these batteries because we might have to go and build a couple of these up. So I'll try and grab what I can. And I'm gonna say build it up. If we end up having to build more than we need to, then it's fine. There we go. There's one other warfare battery. But the question is, can we get the other ones built up before we get struck by lightning? Just kidding, lightning damage is turned off. In the 2018 survival series, wait, was it 2021? Yeah, in the 2021 survival series, I had lightning damage turned on and it would completely destroy parts of the base every now and then. It would like come down and, you know, it'd break that block right there, then it'd come and break this block right there, and it got annoying eventually having all these blocks that were just kind of damaged from lightning. Okay, how are you doing? Why are you stalling? You're stalling because of not iron. Oops, I think I put a bot thing in there. You know, you must be stalling because of silicone. Okay, well, let me go into my refinery. Let me go into my ores. And let's throw some silicone in the front right there. Let that process. There we go. And that's going to give us our power cells back. Actually goes rather quickly, building up those power cells. There we go. Another warfare battery right there. And can I get another one? Almost another one. Just need one more thing for that. And that should be all of the batteries built up. So let's start getting the thrusters. We're gonna get right click on that and we'll right click twice because we need to do 2 of those. Let's see if we can get all the stuff for that. No, it looks like we're gonna need, well, the metal grids are gonna be a pain, but the construction components we can do. And there is the other one right there. Okay. Oh man, we have a lot of thrusters that we need to build up. Why do I keep getting stuck on Space Engineers blocks? What? Is this like just the right height to make me stuck? Ah, I'm stuck. All right, we're building up the last few thrusters right here. So there's one. Here's another one. And we only have those 2 thrusters on the right and then the gyro as well to build up. And from there, I think we have pretty much everything we want on here. Maybe we could do with an ore detector. That would be helpful. But other than that, it's just going to be a matter of armoring up and that should be it. Oh, we probably want to get the stone ejectors out as well. I've got a nice little conveyor thing right here that's gonna eject stone for us. It's got a sorter right there, and I figured it's better to do it on the top. I almost wanted to do it on the side right here, but I don't know. I think on the side we're just gonna do something like this, getting a conveyor cap. And I don't know, how do these work? Can you open these when you place them? Let me build one up and see what this does. Is it a cap like I can't access it anymore? You can't access it around the side, I guess. I think what I want is one of, where are those things? One of these things, an access panel. If I can get those right here, yeah, perfect. So we'll get an access panel right there, we'll get an access panel right there, and then throw them on this side as well. And I think that's gonna be the perfect setup. Let's get a couple of access panels in here. All right, not too shabby. Not too bad at all. Okay. What's that? You see that? There's like a floating object right there that doesn't have a beacon or anything. That's strange. Well, we're just gonna let it fly by. Hopefully it's nothing that's gonna mess with us. Arma-drill-o, by the way, is looking hefty. Look at the size comparison between, actually it's a similar size to the Seagull. Oh no, the Seagull took damage up here. I didn't even notice. But yeah, the Arma-drill-o is looking like a hefty ship. All right, there's most of the welding done right there. I'd like to get a detector component on this thing. Where do I want to put that? On the bottom would be perfect, but we don't have a lot of space down here. Actually, right here would be fine. Okay, that should be everything. And with that one block right there, I think the Arma-drill-o is complete. Am I stuck again? No. Okay, I was almost stuck. We have the drills. We have thrusters in every single direction. We have armor, making it the Arma-drill-o, of course. We've got ejectors. We've got lots of connectors. We've got a lot. This guy probably doesn't need to be here anymore. Let's go ahead and remove him. And let's get these placed in. I'm out of a single steel plate. Can I find one? Yes, okay, perfect. We're gonna need to go on an iron expedition because we are running very low on iron right now. We almost weren't able to get this stuff. I had to get a hand load of iron just now to get this stuff built up, but we were able to actually get it. So the Arma-drill-o, let's go in here. It should have plenty of, yeah, it's got plenty of power because it's got the 3 giant batteries. So let's go into info. We're gonna call this the Arma-drill-o. It's gonna be the Arma-drill-o. That was a very amazing name suggestion, and I absolutely love it. So this is the Arma-drill-o Mark 1. And there's probably gonna be a Mark 2, as there always is for the ships. But let's go into here and let's start getting some of this stuff named and stuff like that. All right, everybody, the Arma-drill-o Mark 1 is done at this point. I've got everything set up, couple lights on the side. The back could use a little bit of work. I need to figure out what I want to do with it, but for now, I think it's gonna be okay. The batteries are all, everything's welded. It's looking good, and I've got everything set up on the hotbar right here as well. So let's go ahead and connect it real quick, give it a few seconds of charging. So we'll get the connection right there. Yep, okay, so let's press 9. Turn on the recharge here. Oops, I think I have, oh no, oh, okay. Let's turn these off so they stop ejecting stone as well. There we go. I had this set to discharge on off. I'd like them set to recharge on off. So we're gonna give this a second. The batteries should recharge rather quickly because we have a lot of power. I'll go into K and check our batteries. And let's see how long they're gonna take. 45 minutes, we're not gonna wait that long, but we're gonna give it a little bit of power before we go out. And I guess let's do a lap around the base. Why not? We really need more iron, so maybe I shouldn't be waiting for this thing to charge. I don't know. Why was it? Hang on. Why was it trying to eject everything from the base? That's strange. It shouldn't be doing that. So some of my some of my things right here were trying to eject everything instead of just stone. And why was that? Do I have it set to blacklist instead of whitelist? That could be. Let's look at our sorters. Stone sorter number 1 is set to whitelist stone, and stone sorter number 2 is set to blacklist stone. Yeah, that's why. So I was trying to eject everything on the base, which is what we don't want. Okay. You know what? Let's not wait. Let's just go grab some iron. We need the stuff. We need it to work. So let's press number 6 to turn on our thrusters, number 8 to turn on our battery, and number 9 to disconnect. And let's head on over to the iron area. I'd love to find some silver as well while we're here, but I mean, we'll go look for some silver in a second. Let's make sure we're facing the right way. We have lots of thrusters, so we shouldn't have to worry too much. We should be able to just kind of hover like this if we wanted to even. Wow, we almost can, not quite. That's a good test of how good your thrusters are. If you can kind of turn sideways and still hover, that means you have a lot of thrust in every direction. Okay, let's mine out a little bit of area for us to actually go in here. And then let's actually start left-click mining. All right, the Arma-drill-o, huge ship. This is a really big ship, but hopefully it's gonna be able to carry a lot of stone. I really hope it can actually still fly once all the storage is full. But I guess there's only one way to find out, and that is to fill the entire storage. So we're gonna get an entire load of iron just so that we can test out this ship. Well, let's see how this thing handles. Okay, probably a minute in, let's go ahead and check to see what we've got. So our cockpit's completely full, which I'm fine with that. One of our cargoes is not even barely filled. Okay, so this is the one that it's been filling up, and it's got 81,000 iron there. Oh, holy crap, it's filled up 2 out of the 4 main cargo things. So that's 2 times 81,000. Let's keep going. We have another, we're about halfway full at this point. So let's see if, oh, we're actually getting a little bit low on the amount of time we can stay flying, because we're starting to use more of those thrusters to stay afloat. But you know what? Until that gets down to like 2 minutes, I think we're good. Okay, quick check to see what we're up to here. Oh, we've still got plenty of space here, so let's keep going. All right, starting to get a little bit worried about the power usage, and we're actually unable to keep ourselves afloat from left to right, which is not good. But let's see how we're doing on storage. So we're mostly full. We can use a little bit more in this one right here, but I think with the power being at 3 minutes, I think it's probably about time to head back. And looks like we can barely still fly, which means, I mean, that's good that we can carry the full load, but it also means we probably can't carry a full load, you know, because we're still a little bit off from the full load there. We have an independent contractor flying above us. Okay, not bad. Let's try and head ourselves back to base. We only have 3 minutes of power, but it's, you know, base is right here, so not that big of a deal. All right, let's get up there. Oh man, this is full thrust. You can see how heavy this thing is, man. Okay, come on, we can do it. It's the little Arma-drill-o that could. Let's get up there any second now. Oh man, I can feel the engineer like pulling hard on the throttle to go up. Okay, here we are. Seagull has a nice antenna right there. This guy does not have an antenna, but I think that's okay. Who needs an antenna? All right, let's come in for a landing here. Got to stay a little bit careful about that bumping. Okay, well, immediately go full throttle into the ground, so good job me. Let's go ahead and lock that down, recharge on that, turn off those thrusters, and let's go check on our refinery and our ores. So in here, I'd like to grab my ores. Yeah, you can see it's gonna pull all that iron right here, and I'll grab my refinery here. I'm gonna give it a second to pull all the iron first, so that we can see how much we collected in just that one trip. So let's give it a second. All right, that looks to be it, and that's not too shabby. 305K, not bad at all. Let's put that right there. I'm gonna put that in the primary section, and let's get, honestly, I think probably a good idea would be to get the another refinery built up. Maybe get another speed module on the refinery as well. But before we do anything, because the sun's going down, before we're plunged into darkness here, I'm gonna grab the Weevil here, and let's go on a quick expedition, because I would like to see if we can find some ores. So we know there's a rock over here. Let's go check out this rock. Let's see if we have some, you know, maybe some silver, maybe some gold at this rock. That'd be very nice to find. Either of those would be like 10 out of 10 finds. So let's go check this out with the Weevil. That might be cobalt or magnesium. Just looking at it from here. Does the Weevil not have an ore detector? The Weevil does not have an ore detector. Okay, well, we're just using it for transport, I guess. This is indeed cobalt. Okay, good to know. Let's go and check out another ore spot if we can. Maybe we'll go into the snow, check out what's in here. Yeah, there's actually an ore spot right there. So let's go check that one, because that's very close to the base. Or actually, no, maybe that's not an ore spot. It looks like one, but wait, where's our base? Oh, our base is over there, that giant structure. All right, let's look around for ore spots. That, I think, is an ore spot right there in that mountain. See how it's like a little bit lighter? It's like a yellowish tinge. I think that means that's an ore spot. We gotta be careful though, because at this height, we're at low oxygen, which means our thrusters aren't performing as well as they could be. So really having some sort of hydrogen ship here would be a really good idea at some point. Okay, let's let this thing kind of chill right here. We're gonna hop out and check out what this is. All this yellow tinge here. We got magnesium, we got silicon. Do we have gold? Gold would be a good find. What I'll do here real quick, just to check this, is let's go down, because sometimes the gold is, if there's gold or silver or something, sometimes it's actually underneath. So if we go down a little bit, we might find something. Let's just go down a tiny bit. We still have magnesium, silicon, ice. But I'm not seeing any gold or silver, so I think maybe this is a bust for gold and silver. Let's go this way, try and follow the sun so that we're not plunged into darkness here. I just want to like find something before the sun goes down. Is it that much to ask? We gotta find these kind of yellow areas, and I don't see any off the top of my head. Off the top of my, I don't know. I don't see any here. Ah, there's one right there. Okay, perfect. It's in the nice sunlight. Let's go and see what this is. If we can find some silver, I'll be very happy. Okay, park this right there, and let's see what we've got right here. We've got ice. Well, actually, just that it's showing nothing is actually a pretty good sign, because some, gold and silver is pretty low, so a lot of times when you find gold and silver, you won't see anything just off the get-go. Well, let's go down a little bit and see if anything pops up. Some gold, some silver, you know, anything like that. Some platinum even. That we're gonna find platinum, but I'm just gonna keep going down. Silver! Yes, okay, we found silver. Perfect. All right, so now that we know there's silver down here, let's see if we can get a little bit of it with the Weevil. The silver is probably the thing we need the most. Gold would be nice because we can get yield modules with that, but silver is gonna let us do a lot of stuff, like building a med bay or building the next level of tools or anything like that. So let's go in here, grab a little bit of silver, and I'm gonna use the Weevil for this, not the Arma-drill-o, because we're here, might as well. But let's get in there with the right click, and we're just gonna go this way. I think we'll go straight into the mountain for now. And then so we don't have an ore detector on this thing. We're gonna have to come out and see how far we are, basically, manually. All right, let's come out here real quick, see where the silver is. It's gonna be under us, okay. So we'll aim down and we'll start going for that silver. All right, let's see where that silver is. This is the guess and check method. Right there, okay, it's not too far. Thinking that might be the silver right there that we've just discovered. So there we go, there's our silver, and we've got ice. I was hoping there might be something else here, like maybe some gold. Silver and gold is always a good find, but right here it doesn't look like it. So let's grab some of this silver, and that's gonna be so awesome because building the next level of tools is gonna help us out so much. Everything, the welder is so slow. I mean, it's not incredibly slow. It's not as slow as the default welder, but we could definitely use an upgrade to speed things along a little bit for us. So let's get as much of this silver as we can carry, which should be a full load on the Weevil, because the Weevil can carry its full inventory, if I remember correctly. So it's gonna take a second to grab all this silver, because silver does take a while to grab. The yield, I think I'm not sure, but I think it's based on like how much you get from a drill load. Like what I'm trying to say is when it drills a section, you'll see it drills a little bit like that. I think you get less silver than you would if this was like iron or stone or something like that. So let's do a quick check here to see how our inventory is doing. I mean, we got plenty of inventory space, so might as well just, you know, let this thing go. Might as well let this thing drill. All right, I think we've got enough silver for now. It's not a full inventory load. We can use a little bit more in the drill, but I think this is gonna be fine. And I'm gonna drill a second hole out of here, because it looks like what we can do, since our base is right there, is we can just go straight, basically, out of here. And it'll be nice to have a straight entrance instead of having a weird, you know, labyrinth entrance like we had on our way in. Okay, so we're just gonna go straight like this until we get out of here. And I mean, we might be making a tunnel toward our base, I don't know, but whatever. This might have been the wrong move. At this point, we've got like this massive tunnel going into the, I guess, the mountain over there, but we're almost close to the entrance, so I think it's finally gonna come to fruition, but I think it probably would have been quicker to just go up the labyrinth that we made on our way. Let's see, is this must be like some sort of cliff. But we should be coming to the entrance here in just a second. There it is, and we've definitely made some sort of crazy tunnel in here. Yeah, I think the silver's all the way over there. We just went straight through that right there and made a tunnel all the way over to that area. That's a little crazy, but anyway, let's head back home with our load of silver. It's nighttime already, so yeah, I guess we can't do much more exploring because we can't really see much. Look at how cool our base looks. Let me turn off this right here. Look how cool our base looks off in the distance. It's actually pretty big. It's a pretty big base from afar. I'd like to, actually, probably next episode we'll do a split base building and combat episode, because we might want to go take out one of those lookout towers or something. But yeah, we're gonna build up towers actually for those power things. And some people told me that I could use, or someone in the comments said that they coined the term power flower, I think, because it looks like a flower of power. So so I don't know, maybe we'll call it that. Okay, there's our connection. Let's go over to our refinery and try and get that that silver refining first. Okay, so the silver's now refining. In production, I guess we're gonna have to rename co-op 1 to lead, because it's the one that is always popping up first. There we go. I've swapped them so that we have the lead one should now be the one that's popping up here in there. So that's good. It seems like every time I swap one to be lead, the other one is the one that shows up. So I wonder if it's like an alphabetical thing. I don't know. It's always been a little weird how it decides which one to pull up and which one not to. I have a word of Lothian flying above us. Oh man, that was ominous. That's some lightning back in the background too. Let's go into production, grab our tools, and I'd like to get a second level, start with the second level welder. Actually, heck, we might have been able to do a third level one. It only requires platinum, but we'll go with the second level one for now. Second level proficient hand drill, second level grinder, and let's see what it can do for us. That one requires cobalt. I don't think we have cobalt. That's a problem. All right, I'm gonna go grab a handful of cobalt just so I can build my tools, because I would like them. Here's our little cobalt mine. We haven't really gotten much cobalt in this series, have we? We're gonna have to go do a full load of it with the Arma-drill-o. All right, there's a little bit of cobalt for us. Should let us build these things. Very nice. All right, we're gonna have level 2 tools by the end of this episode. I love it. So here's our level 2 hand drill, our level 2 welder, and our level 2 grinder. I'm gonna throw our level 1 tools back over there. And we'll go proficient welder, boom, upgrade. Proficient grinder, upgrade. And proficient hand drill, upgrade. Look how fast these are. Okay, they're not blazing fast, but they're faster. And faster is all we need. Yeah, they're faster. Good. Okay, let's see, now that we have a bunch of iron, well, let me make sure that my refinery is not just refining this stuff. I'd like it to refine the iron mainly. But now that we have that stuff, let's go ahead and add another 2 refineries. So these 2 refineries right here, we want to build up because this is going to help us out a lot having these extra refineries. So right click that, right click that. I'm going to try and grab everything from here, and then I'm going to put everything in production. And then, to be clear, that's 51,000 irons worth of production. But, you know, it's going to help us out a lot. For the metal grids, we can try and get that stuff from here, because I know this has some metal grids. Yep, it's done the metal grids for one of them. Let's see if I can get the metal grids for the other. We've been living off of these metal grids for so long, and it looks like we will continue to live off of them. Very nice. That right there should be the construction components. And here's a couple more construction components. We should have all of them right there. So all we need now are going to be the steel plates for these. So yeah, okay. While we're at it, I guess we could build a speed module. I really like our assemblers. They're doing some good work here. We've got a speed module built up already. I don't know why we're focusing on speed modules before we even have the main thing built up, but we're getting there, definitely. Just with how fast this stuff is going. I mean, look how fast it does a power cell. That's pretty darn quick. And then the co-op one is doing it at the same time. That's good stuff. I mean, I can do those small steel tubes like they're nothing. Might as well just work on these steel plates though, because I mean, the power cells are good because then we can get these modules built up. All right, that right there should be this next refinery built up. So there's our next refinery, and then that should also be this power efficiency module. So now we have another refinery going, and it should also be running at the power efficiency slash speed module rate. Let's see. Yes, it is. Okay, so it's running at a slightly reduced rate, even though it's got 200% yield, and it looks like it's doing a lot of iron, which is good. The other things should be working. I don't know what they're working on. I guess they're working on steel plates for this. Oh no, okay, the issue we have is we're actually not refining enough iron for this. So we actually have both of these guys, I think, refining iron, but it's still not fast enough to produce all the iron that the assemblers want, which is kind of crazy. Okay, well, temporarily then, let's go ahead and say, you work on that. Don't work on that. I don't know why I have that there. Yeah, I can work on that because that requires less iron than this does. So that should give it a little bit of time to breathe so we can get a little iron reserve built up. And while we're doing that, of course, there's a power efficiency module, and then we'll get the next few. Yeah, wow, it looks like our refineries can't actually keep up with our demand. Even with 2 refineries fully focusing iron, they can't keep up. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna go boom, boom. We're gonna put 2 more speed modules on these guys. And I guess I'll put a speed module there too. This is gonna drastically increase the power usage, unfortunately, but it should let us keep up with the demand, hopefully, at the cost of an extra power usage. All right, so here's the speed module for this one right here, and here's the speed module for the, almost the other one. Yeah, there we go. Okay, speed module for the other one. So now, hopefully we're processing more quickly, which I think we are. Yes, this is perfect. Or is it? Oh my gosh, even still, we're unable to keep up with the demand from these assemblers. Okay, wow, that's crazy. Just to be clear, 2 speed modules means that these are effectively 3 refineries. So 3 refineries plus 3 refineries, that's 6 refineries total, is not enough to keep up with our 2 assemblers with speed modules on them. That's insane. Well, the only thing we can do then is build up the final refinery. All right, that should be almost, not quite, but almost the entire refinery here. Let's get the speed module as well. Try and get everything we can there. Yep, just about 16 more steel plates should be that refinery done. Which I guess I can weld up this one fully because it's got all the steel plates in it. That one doesn't quite, but this should be it. All right, there's another refinery. Make sure this is processing, yep, it's processing that stuff, perfect. Now let's, I guess let's get everything else, all these modules built up, and we should be good on this stuff. All right, there's the final speed module. So we now have a full 3 refineries working at their speeds. We have the equivalent of 9 refineries. They're each taking up 751 kilowatts, which is not that bad, to be honest, for having 2 speed modules on them. So I think this is a pretty good early game setup until we get, you know, unlimited power and yield modules. But for now, that's definitely looking good. Let's get some steel plates on us here real quick. I would like to put those back there. I think I'd like to resolve a couple of these OSHA violations here while I can. So let's put everything back in here real quick. Put all that stuff right there. Let's right click on some of these things right here that are serving as our little OSHA violations. And let's try and build these up. So there we go. Not that one, but this one right here. So we have a nice little stairs. And then a little graded catwalk right there. A little graded catwalk right there. Another one right here. And then with another load of stuff, that should be the catwalk and the stairs there. Perfect. All right, let's get a couple of these built up as well. So I'm gonna grab just one of these, and I'm gonna control middle mouse button on this to grab 10 times those things. So let's see if I can build up some of these with our level 2 welder, which is a little bit faster than the level 1. Our energy is critical, that's fine. Is that an OSHA violation? Hopefully not. But there we go, we're squashing our violations. We're still gonna have violations by the end of this episode because we're not gonna be able to build up everything here. But we can get some of it. Yeah, it's able to get all of that, that's pretty good. All right, we're 1% hydrogen. We've gotta actually go up here and fill up. Here, I'll sit in the seat for now, why not? All right, full charge, let's get back to this. I wonder if we can build up this gate. Let's right click it, see if we have the materials for it. Oh, actually, I forgot, we need to finish up building up some of this. There we go. So after I stopped recording last episode, I was thinking what I was gonna do is something right here would be like, this would go out to the front and then become where we put the rover. I still think that's not a bad idea. So that we don't have to have that big ramp up there. It would just come out to about right there. But maybe we do that. Let's see if we can get that gate built up here. It's gonna require a couple trips because it has a lot of steel plates and stuff. But that's okay, I'm not opposed to taking a couple trips. We're flinging ourselves all over the place. Okay, here's our small gate tall. Small gate tall. What a name. I think, what do I want to do? Do I want to remove these? I think our standard is sci-fi. So let me remove these real quick in favor of the sci-fi ones. That is my bad for blundering the type of type of interior wall that we're using. We're gonna go with the sci-fis. Actually, it doesn't necessarily matter if I put this kind over here. All right, there we go. Everything's been converted back to normal sci-fi ones. Let's get a couple steel plates welded up if we can. There we go. And there we go. I like having steel plates on the exterior of the base. Well, in fact, we'll weld up all these. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I should be able to grab components just from here. There we go. Not too shabby. This is starting to look pretty good. I also put up a couple of these random corridors here because I thought I liked the look of them. So let's see what they actually look like once they're built up. These require a lot of components, so they're gonna take a couple trips for sure. But that's okay. I do really like the look of them, and that one has a light, which is good. Now, some people were saying I need to add more lights to the bottom levels over here, but in reality, I think the lighting is fine. It's just that it doesn't bounce off of these blocks very well once they're not built up. Once they're built up, you can see that it's kind of giving us a lot more light than it does, you know, when they're not built. So that will definitely help having these things built up. Let's do hopefully one last trip. Yep, perfect. There we go, our T intersection and our corner. So that's gonna give us a little bit of definition here. Once we come into the base, we'll be able to see that this is the elevator shaft, that is the way over there, and that is the way over there. So we have like a couple of directions that we could go. For this, I would like to get, definitely want to make sure, okay, there's an OSHA violation for you. Let's get that armor block built up, and let's get the one under here built up. Because I do like to build up these intermediary armor blocks, even though they're not necessary. They're usually hidden. You can't see them. But I like to get them built. All right, and we're gonna get those armor blocks plus the gate built up. And I think the gate's gonna look cool once it's built. That's a big gate. We don't need a gate that big, but we have one, so. It's better to have a big gate and not need it than to need a big gate and not have it, right? And now that we're building up plenty of materials on the base with those assemblers and the refineries working full charge, we're able to build up everything. Okay, boom, close that gate. Check this out. Very nice. The base is now sealed. And I'll build up these as well, why not? All right, I think my OSHA regulators won't mind this one very much. We now have this room at least where there's a window right here so you can't fall. We've got, well, okay, so you can kind of fall down the elevator shaft still, so that's not really solved. And there's still a couple of okay, so OSHA might be a problem still, but we're getting closer, okay? We're making progress. Please don't shut us down. But anyway, I think that's where we're gonna end this one. We've done some base building and we've done the Arma-drill-o, of course, which has turned out to be a pretty nice ship, I think. I kind of like it. It's not fallen into the trap that a lot of my drill ships fall into, which is they tend to all look the same. Because I build them all the same way. This one's much larger than the typical ship that I build, and it's much longer as well. So I think I like it. I think it's a refreshing design, for me, at least. But anyway, yeah, that's gonna be the end of this one. As usual, if you like this episode and you wanna see more like this, please go ahead and hit the like button. If you disliked it, you can hit the dislike button. Subscribe if you want to. If you'd like to support the channel on YouTube or Patreon, there's a link down in the description to each of those. You'll get your name in the end credits right here, and in some of the tiers, you'll get a special shout out at the end. So let's shout out 3 random members that are of those tiers. Let's do WTC 2014, Harlequin Johnson, and Colin Graves for this week. Next episode, I'll do another random 3, and that's how we're gonna do that. And with that, I will see you all in the next episode of Space Engineers Survival 2025.